السلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته. بسم الله والحمد لله والصلاة والسلام على حبيبنا وقرة أعيننا محمد بن عبد الله صلى الله عليه وسلم. Maryam, عليها السلام. What an amazing and remarkable woman. The mother of Isa, عليه السلام. Allah Azza wa Jal highlights just how amazing she was in Surah Al-Imran, ayah number 37, where Allah Azza wa Jal says, وَأَنبَتَهَا نَبَاتًا حَسَنًا. Allah Azza wa Jal says that He provided for her a pleasant upbringing. He gave her an amazing religious, conservative environment for her to be brought up in. But Allah Azza wa Jal doesn't take full credit for it here, even though ultimately Allah Azza wa Jal deserves full credit. But this is a way also of praising the character of Maryam, عليها السلام. Allah Azza wa Jal says, وَأَنبَتَهَا نَبَاتًا حَسَنًا. Allah Azza wa Jal caused her to sprout, caused her to be brought up in an amazing environment and in a good, pleasant way. And what is expected for Allah Azza wa Jal to say in Arabic is, after when He said وَأَنبَتَهَا, that He would use the verbal noun inbatan hasana, which would mean that Allah Azza wa Jal is solely responsible for how Maryam turned out, for the environment that she was brought up in, and all credit would go back to Allah Azza wa Jal. But in order for Allah Azza wa Jal and Allah wanting to honor Maryam alayhi salam for the great woman that she was, Allah Azza wa Jal gave her credit here and said, وَأَنبَتَهَا نَبَاتًا حَسَنًا. Nabatan hasana refers to like a plant. When a plant grows up on its own, it grows up and it capitalizes and benefits from the environment and its surroundings and grows up in a certain way. So it is though Allah Azza wa Jal is saying that He provided Maryam alayha salam with this environment, with righteous parents, in the ideal situation to become righteous. And it was in fact Maryam alayha salam that took full advantage of this opportunity. She took full advantage of this opportunity because it was in her character to be righteous. She was a righteous woman, and it was in her very nature to be inclined to be religious. So herself took the tools that Allah Azza wa Jal gave her, and she sprouted up and grew up to be a righteous woman. And Allah Azza wa Jal sets forth a parable here between Maryam alayhi salam and that of a plant. So Allah Azza wa Jal planted the seed, which is Maryam alayhi salam, and the soil is her parents. Her parents are that soil. And Allah Azza wa Jal also put the parable in there when the angels came to visit Maryam alayhi salam, that when a plant is growing, what does it need? It needs light. And what are angels made from? They're made from light. So Allah Azza wa Jal is setting forth this beautiful parable as if, He planted this seed, which was Maryam alayha salam, in the soil, which is her parents. And she grew up in this beautiful environment, and the malaika visited her, which were made of light, of course, and as though that sunlight is shining on a plant and causing it to grow in a beautiful way. And when a plant grows up in a beautiful way, it bears fruit. It's ready to bear fruit. And the fruit that Maryam alayha salam bore was Isa alayhi salam, one of the greatest prophets ever to exist, the prophet that was given Al-Injil, the gospel. Allahu Akbar. So Allah Azza wa Jal praises Maryam alayhi salam and her character in this ayah. It's unbelievable, mashallah, tabarakallah, how Allah Azza wa Jal captures this in just a couple of words. So just like Maryam alayhi salam, how she took advantage of the environment she was brought up in, we need to do the same. This is how we apply this ayah in our lives. whatever we've been given by Allah Azza wa Jal in terms of guidance, in terms of our surroundings, in terms of access to knowledge, we need to take advantage of this and use these tools that Allah Azza wa Jal has given us in order to make ourselves better Muslims. And Allah Azza wa Jal knows best. Wassalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.